Stay connected at urbanmusicreport.com for the hottest music features and videos, fashion reports, sports stories, entertainment news, and technology updates at urbanmusicreport.com. Stay connected.
Hi, I'm Troy Nicholson, and welcome to Urban Influencers. Superstar entertainers were the major influencers of the past decade, but today, urban influencers, they have millions of followers, they're earning millions of dollars, and millions of people are watching them every day. They influence my kids, your kids, me and you, every time we open up our cell phone. Today, on Urban Influencers, we're going to bring you all the people that you need to see. Of course, the people that you want to see too, but most importantly, the people you need to see. All this and more coming up on Urban Influencers right after this.
Heineken is served in 192 countries. It's world famous. Like me.
Look!
It happens all the time.
He's ready.
Antonio Banderas! It's Antonio Banderas from the movies.
Enjoyed in 192 countries. There's more behind the star.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-681-2587.
Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-681-2587.
I go buy Lamborghini for you. I go buy a Ferrari for you. Get you latest designers, boo boo. I go buy them for you. I go buy them for you. I go buy them for you. You deserve it, you do. I go buy them for you.
Just pick the coconuts from my tree. Oh, not today. This time I won't just let you escape from me. Oh, not today.
Stay connected at urbanmusicreport.com for the hottest music features and videos, fashion reports, sports stories, entertainment news, and technology updates at urbanmusicreport.com. Stay connected.
Hi, I'm Troy Nicholson. Welcome to Urban Influencers. Joining us today is a young influencer who started in Detroit. She fell, not say fell victim, but her family decided to move out of Detroit after the major auto bust of 2008 rather. She moved to Arizona, and there in Arizona she became extremely popular. She has a catchy personality. Everybody loves her. We're sure you're going to love her too. And that's one of the main reasons she's been successful as an urban influencer. We're going to talk about what she's doing. Right now she's in New York City, and to make an impact in New York City in today's global marketplace is really, really a great accomplishment. I'd like to introduce to all of you at the Urban Influencer, Miss Stunnadior. How are you, ma'am?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you for having me today.
Welcome, welcome. I just want to ask you, you come from Detroit originally?
Yeah, originally I was born in Detroit. I spent till I was about 13 or 12, 13, and I moved to Arizona. So I kind of had like a split of half and half before moving to New York. I went to performing arts schools in Detroit. I went to Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences, which is a school that Aaliyah went to when she was younger. I grew up going to the Winans Academy, where like the Winans, they have a performing arts school. So I kind of grew up in like an artistic environment.
And after that, you moved to Arizona.
I moved to Arizona. The environment isn't artistic, but I think that's what really kind of pushed me to kind of gravitate and pull it out. I had to work twice as hard to get noticed because the environment isn't artsy. There weren't as many opportunities. So I started with the internet and like Twitter and using all technology to kind of boost, you know, my image. And as well as like I was different. Like, you know, I'm like 6 foot tall. I was like the tall black girl in town with a different style from the other side of America. So, you know, that's kind of.
So the thing that happened in like your mind was that, you know, I can do this. I can influence people on a global scale, internet, music, otherwise, music videos here in New York. But what did you think about when you thought, I can do this? A lot of people are thinking about it, but they're not taking the next step.
That's a good question. You know, I always wanted to move to New York since I was like 5 years old. I never had visited prior to moving, but I was in love with any New York movie. I was in love with Broadway, and I grew up going to performing arts school since I was in kindergarten. So I was always performing and doing different things. I performed like Fox Theater in Detroit when I was young. I performed in all types of like festivals, just doing like different dancing and acting as well. So I wanted to move here. I figured that if I gave myself a push and a head start using internet and social media, since that was what was big, that would give me like my best opportunity to kind of come out here. So by the time I was 16, I believe I had like 23,000 followers on Twitter. So in my town, I was pretty popular, and I already knew a bunch of influencers in New York. I got hacked after that, but like that's another story. But yeah, that's what I was doing when I was like 15 years old. I was on the internet hard, you know, just posting my pictures and like my creative styles, YouTube videos, whatever I could do, and like messaging people to kind of set myself up for the future here. So ultimately, it's like I kind of had my eyes set on the goal of New York, and I was gonna get here by any means. I grew up in the performing arts realm of people, so it's kind of an environment that was around me. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I'm different, I'm amazing, I should do this. It was, you know, it's all around me. It was just something that's a second nature, I'd say.
Some of the things that you've done since you've gotten here to New York City?
Since I've gotten here, I've dabbled in a lot. I started off doing modeling. I've modeled in Style Fashion Week, Adidas Fashion Show. I've modeled for Chris Brown's brand, Black Pyramid. I've done extra work in different movies that have been in theaters, such as How to Be Single with Rebel Wilson, Love and Hip Hop features, where I've done extra work as well. I've shot music videos, and I've dabbled in the styling, and now my most recent creation is my clothing line that I just launched.
Okay, as a major influencer, someone who I've seen personally, how you are taking care of your crew, what is it that you would like to accomplish with young black women, or young women in general? Because I see you have an idea,
yeah.
But I want to know what it is.
Yeah, that's a good, you know, I really like that you asked that. Originally, when I was launching my brand, I really wanted to gear it towards like women that are in the industry, like models. I feel like models have a bad rep because they're like, for one, being a model, you're kind of just stationary. People are putting you in the clothes. You don't have a say-so. You just come and you do your job and you don't say anything. So that's when I begin like sponging up. I've been on both sides. So I've been like sponging, being that model that can't say anything, but it's like they're changing your clothes and they're doing all these different things. I wanted to kind of use a platform. I met so many incredible models that are talented, that sew, that design, you know, that went to culinary school, that have done so many things, but they don't really have the outlet to kind of express, or some of them don't have the full knowledge in creating their own business. So I wanted to kind of like change the outlook on that. You know, I'm a young black woman, and there's a lot of different things that I've learned from being in the industry, and I just kind of wanted to put out something that was done by models and for models to show people, designers, other artists that like, look, we're here too. Like, we also have other talents. We're more than just a face.
So your brand, can you tell me exactly what the name of the brand is?
Yeah, the name of my brand is called Vulgar Incorporated, Vulgar Inc. for short. And it's a men's and a women's fashion line. I'm launching men's soon. I do have some men's pieces that are selling now. But it's more than a brand, it's a lifestyle. So I started off with the clothing pieces, custom.
I can be part of the lifestyle, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, the slogan for my company is styling your inner rebel. So it's all about like whatever that inner rebel is for you. You don't have to be a model. You don't have to be an entertainer. You don't have to be any of that. You can be an average person going to work your 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing, but you want to style your inner rebel, whatever that might be. It might be cufflinks. It might be whatever you want to do in your off time. I want my brand to represent like that difference. So
the branding process is one that everyone hears about. People try to give us advice on it for $25,000 or $15,000. They'll tell us how to create our own brand. But what advice do you have for the next stunner that wants to create their own brand? They just don't know where to start. I'm just saying, to start, what advice you have for them?
I'm thinking that like if I was to ask someone that question maybe a few years ago, what answer would they give to me that now, I'd be like, that's the best advice I had. And one of the things is kind of paying attention to what works for you. I'm a model, but I wouldn't say that I'm a typical model. I've built a brand and I'm getting booked for my brand rather than being a model. And the way that you can separate yourself from being a brand and an everyday model, because the everyday model comes in with their portfolio. We don't know their names, but if you're a brand and you're a model, then you know I'm booking Stunna. It's not just finding what works for you, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit bigger than the other models. Everybody's different. I found that my style and my professionality when I'm coming to sets is what kind of got me noticed and is what helped me get a lot further. So I used my style every time I came to set. I was always bringing like different pieces. I always have like different furs, whatever is needed to customize if you need to feature me. And it got me picked up in more roles. It got me more opportunities just being that extra level of prepared. And, also being professional, not being, there's a difference from being in the mix and then like doing too much. Sometimes it's like, relax. If you're a model, do your job. A lot of people booked me because they knew I would show up, but I wouldn't be like trying to be in the mix so much. I would fall back. So I would tell people to find what works for you. If you're a petite model, but you got a killer walk or a killer style, like one of my models that I'm going to show later on today, then take that and accentuate it. You know what I mean? Use your style, network with it. Do as many runway shows. You're gonna get told a lot of no's being outside of norm, but what you can do with the opportunities of the yeses that are also like, people that believe in you is like the major thing. So
if you have an agency, that's great. But what if you don't have an agency? Is that the end?
No, it's not the end. I was fortunate when I first moved to New York. I got my first agency, and it was a small agency, multi-talent agency. And then shortly later, I got my second agency. Neither one of these agencies were pure modeling agencies, and a lot of them did not book me a lot of gigs. My first agency ended up booking me like extras and acting, but I ultimately booked a lot of my modeling gigs myself. If you don't have an agent, you need to get in there and start looking. Like, you need to get online, check out what's going on around you, see what fashion shows, what auditions, what castings you have, everything. Like, we have the internet, and I think a lot of people take it for granted, and we're just like based on a few apps. But even if you really dig deep into those apps and you dig deep into like different sources, you can find a lot of gems that can help you. So if you don't have agents are expensive if you want to pay for an agent. If you don't have a modeling agency and you haven't had the opportunity to go to casting, start building your own portfolio and kind of get out there and network with that, and you never know who you'll meet.
I've also heard some negative things about managers. Any comments on that?
I mean, every manager is different. I feel like we'll say that there's negative things about managers. There's negative things about everyone that's in the industry. I'm pretty sure that somebody could probably find something negative to say about me. So
I mean, I had a manager and agents.
Yeah, were they bad though?
They were great.
Yeah, so it's
they
like
were great.
It depends, because I've had different managers that have been into different things, and I've had managers that have been like, they've been creepy to other people where people have told me stories, but for me, they were like great. So everything varies with different individuals. I say like, you can't live your life afraid. You gotta go out and just try.
And also, since you've been here, you've been in some music videos. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, actually, I just shot a music video with Quote. He's an up-and-coming artist, as well as earlier this year, maybe it's about a few months. I'm waiting. Actually, BET is still holding on to it, so I hope they release another up-and-coming artist named Warren Went. He's been doing a lot. Some people have heard of him. He's been featured with Sway in the Morning, D. Straight Juicy. His songs have been on Hustle, T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle, and other places. We shot a really dope video, and BET is holding it right now, but as soon as it will be released, it'll definitely be like on the main platform. So those are like some of my most recent projects. But
as an urban influencer, what is the main target group that you want to influence? 12 to 34-year-olds, 18 to 34-year-olds,
I want to influence
12 to
everyone.
16-year-olds, 25 to 54-year-olds.
I want to influence everyone. I don't want to put a cap in it. I don't like to look at it as more so as just the influencer, but I want to spark people's interest and kind of inspire people. And I think you can inspire. Every age group has something you can give and take away from each other, so I don't want to put a cap on it and say, because I have a lifestyle brand. Well, at one point, who's to say when you stop living a lifestyle? I know I'm not going to stop. So everyone, let's say my age group, I want 100-year-olds rocking my stuff. I want them on my Instagram. It doesn't matter. Like, everyone is open.
Some of the people in your inner circle, of course, take a big influence from you. How did they get there? Did you like them? Did they like you? Were they great professionals? Just how did they get into your inner circle and sort of take you as their mentor?
My inner circle is really, really small. See, the thing is, when I originally moved to New York, I was just turning 18 years old. I just graduated from high school. So I'm an only child. I moved up here with no family. So my trust to the people that I let around me was really little. I just had to feel the connection. I'm a big fan of energy, and you know when things are right. So the people that are in my close circle, a majority of them I've met on some set or another. I met someone in the creative industry. We were on set and we connected.
Professionals.
Yes, professionals, and they could have been in production, they could have been in a managerial, or they kind of switched over. They could have been modeling, and now they're on the side of designing. One of my business partners, my best business partner, is actually one of my best friends, and I met her on a set of a fashion show in Harlem, and then again in Connecticut on a set of a TV show. So, and it wasn't until the second time that I met her that we really started talking about our other interests and realized that we have a lot more in common than what we really think, and we were able to turn that into business. So, gaining people that I trusted, there were definitely people that were around, but I was able to see their professionality, how they work. I was able to see their credibility, how other people treated them before I even allowed them to get in my circle, to get close to me. So that's just how I am. I know a lot of people are a lot more free, but me, with my particular circle and due to my circumstances, I'm really protective of the different gyms and things that I have around me.
Okay, so they're not all your cousins.
They're not all my cousins.
Spot, huh?
Yeah,
They earned the spot.
Definitely.
Your website, can you tell us about that?
So we're talking about my website or my company, Vulgar?
The brand.
Okay, so the brand website.
The brand of influence.
Yes. So my new website that I just launched 3 weeks ago is called vulgar.com, and it's spelled VULGVR, V as in Victor.
Wow.
And it's pretty much a bunch of different fashion pieces. I think everything stands out. This is actually from my fall collection, my birthday collection. Here that I'm wearing, as you can see, the pieces all over the place. We got plaid, we got fur. I want each piece to be just unique, whether it's tan, gold, whatever. It's got all these different accessories. My website kind of represents that. I have my new commercial up on my website that I also released in the launch of my clothing line, and there's a bunch of pictures of me modeling. So,
in terms of internet influence, is there a certain number of millions that you like to reach, or you think is a good target number?
That's a tricky question because I know people that have millions of followers, and I know people that have worked with the Diddy's and the Maces and have like 5,000 followers. You know, it's not about everyone that follows you. Sometimes it's about who you know in particularly. So I don't have a trillion followers right now. I have a good following, but I also have a loyal fan base. People have been following me since I lived in Arizona, and they've been kind of or in Detroit, and they've been on this journey with me essentially. So, you know, if I have 5 million followers on Instagram, but you guys catch me in the movie that 1 billion people seen, you know, it's all numbers, it's all relative, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so we are going to take a short break and take a look at some of your fantastic fashion. We'll be back with urban influencers right after this.
If you close your eyes and shut out the noise and listen for a moment, what would your heart unearth? What long-lost feeling would you remember?
Disguise your appearance.
If your heart was in charge of your feet, beating down to the beat of your dreams, to the speed of the future that arrives every second of life, what winding road would it take you? What view will you find when you finally climb the mountain of fears you've left behind? Take a breath and enjoy it.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-681-2587.
Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-681-2587.
I go buy Lamborghini for you. I go buy a Ferrari for you. Get you latest designers, boo. I go buy them for you. I go buy them for you. I go buy them for you. You deserve it, you do. I go buy them for you.
Just pick the coconuts from my tree. Oh, not today. This time I won't just let you escape from me. Oh, not today.
Stay connected at urbanmusicreport.com for the hottest music features and videos, fashion reports, sports stories, entertainment news, and technology updates at urbanmusicreport.com. Stay connected.
Welcome back to Urban Influencers. Of course, we are here with Stunnadior, and we have given everyone an opportunity to take a look at some of the fantastic fashion that she has from her own brand. Thank you very much, Stunna. And thank you for being here with us. And we hope to have you with us again when you continue your fantastic brand.
Anytime.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Is the IRS threatening to take more of your money? Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. The IRS can freeze your assets and seize your bank accounts. but you can stop these IRS actions. The Tax Doctor will work with you using our years of experience to represent your case to help you get the best resolution under the IRS guidelines. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. We've handled thousands of cases, so we know what we're doing. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a Tax Doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
Call 800-586-7140.
I go buy Lamborghini for you. I go buy a Ferrari for you. Get you latest designers, boo boo. I go buy them for you. I go buy them for you. I go buy them for you. You deserve it, you do. I go buy them for you.
Just pick the coconuts from my tree. Oh, not today. This time I won't just let you escape from me. Oh, not today.
Stay connected at urbanmusicreport.com for the hottest music features and videos, fashion reports, sports stories, entertainment news, and technology updates at urbanmusicreport.com. Stay connected.
I'm Troy Nicholson. This is Urban Influencers. We'll be back with more of Urban Influencers next week. Be sure to tune in.
Déjame caer en esta nube feliz. Ya no lloraré por tenerte piedad. Siento calambres de plumas en mis pies y la alegría de mí.